Hi everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. This is the Lost Watch Vlog, Season 3, Episodes 4 and 5. Kate and Sawyer see the lady that was shot by Sun be carried into the station that the others are using. Sawyer changes the flow of the water trough so he can create a pool of water near the door of the cage that he can use to shock the guard, I think his name is Danny, when he gets close. Ben shows up and Sawyer tries to shock him, but it doesn't work, and Ben says that he shut off the power as he had heard the plan on the surveillance system. Ben knocks him out and brings him into the station. In the flashback, Sawyer is in prison and meets a man who is embezzling $10 million. He then tells the man that the warden is after his money and that he can help him. After a while, the man agrees to work with Sawyer to help him move the money so that the warden can't get it. But the warden was working with Sawyer the whole time to con the man and take the money. We find out that Sawyer has had a daughter from the woman he had previously conned, and she put him in jail as revenge. He leaves her a portion of the money and gets out of jail. So I think here the big thing is that I thought it was a con the whole time for the other guy knowing Sawyer. Even if he wasn't necessarily working the warden, I think that he was going to try to get a hold of the money. This is very Sawyer's con artist kind of thing, and he's very good at what he does. Back on the island, Sawyer is bound to a table, and they stab him with a big needle. And when he wakes up, Ben tells him that they put a modified pacemaker in his heart that will cause him to have a heart attack if his heart rate goes above 140. I think that 140 is not really that high. I mean, when I'm exercising on the treadmill, I can usually get into the 160s or 170s. So it's not even like a number where, oh, you're going to be out of breath or you're doing something extreme. It's like a pretty low number, like a hard walk could probably push up that number. Ben shows him a bunny in a cage and shakes the bunny so that it collapses. He also tells Sawyer that if he tells Kate, he will do the same thing to her. Juliet gets Jack to help operate on the woman that was brought back, Colleen, when he is going into the operating room, which has no chance of being a sterile environment, regardless that they claim that the whole operating room area is a sterile environment, but it just looks dirty and everything else. He sees some x-rays that are not Colleen's, and he asks about them. The surgery does not go well, and she dies, and Jack says that she had no chance and that there was nothing that they could do. He asks who he is really there to save, and they need him for this spinal surgery. The guard for Sawyer and Kate, Danny, was the husband of the woman and is mad that one of the survivors killed her and starts beating Sawyer. Sawyer doesn't fight back because of the pacemaker. Danny stops after Kate says that she loves Sawyer. She then finds a way out of her cage, but Sawyer says she isn't leaving the house. Or he isn't leaving, because he is afraid. Kate goes back to her cage and says that she lied about loving him. In the morning, Ben lets Sawyer out and takes him on a hike where he shows him that he has faked the pacemaker thing to try to get him to not be as aggressive, and that they are on a separate island from the main island. And escape doesn't help since they'll still be stuck. And that the best way to show a con something is to con them themselves. In the next episode, Desmond tries to fix Claire's roof when he sees that where she is sleeping, and Charlie gets jealous. Typical Charlie, and so Desmond doesn't do it. He then builds a lightning rod next to where Claire is, and during the storm, it gets hit. Hurley starts to realize that Desmond has some ability to see the future. Echo is still injured after the hatch implosion and has a vision of Yemi telling him it is time to confess his sins while holding a lighter. His tent then catches fire and Echo is rescued by Charlie and Hurley. Locke shows up to ask what happened and Echo is gone. In the flashback, Echo is brought back to the village where Yemi was a priest, since they think that he is a priest and he was the one that called in the drug deal. He tells the people that he is taking over while Yemi is away, and that he will also take his place on a trip to London. Later, the village is attacked by some rebels who want some of the vaccine that the church gets, and Echo finds out that they had a deal with Yemi. Echo fights back and a villager is killed. Echo then tries to make a deal to sell the vaccine before he leaves. He is then attacked in the church by the rebels, but he kills all of them. They close the church because of what happened. I think here, he's trying to start to try to do the right thing and help the people and not just look out for himself, but once he sees this profit opportunity for selling the medicine, he just tries to do it. And it kind of destroys what little thing Yemi had built there. And I don't know if some of this stuff he's ever really going to be able to make up for. It's going to be bad for him. He's something he's going to carry around all the time with as a regret. Back on the island, Locke wants to go to the Pearl Station, where they are monitoring the other stations. Charlie, Saeed, Nikki, and Paolo all go to the station and find Echo on the way. Echo looks for Yemi's body, but it is missing, and decides to stay outside while the rest of them go into the station. Nikki asks about trying to get the other cameras working, and they are able to get one and see a man in an eye patch who then disables the camera. Echo sees Yemi and chases after him, where Yemi tells him to confess his sins. Echo says that he hasn't sinned, and he has only done what needed to do to survive. I don't know if that's actually true. I think killing the rebels killing the rebels was needed to survive, but trying to sell the drugs from underneath them was not. Yemi then says, "You speak to me as if I was your brother," saying that he isn't really. And Echo asks who he is and follows him into the jungle. He is then attacked by the smoke monster, and it smacks him into a tree and mortally wounds him. Locke finds him and he tells Locke that they are next. I kind of wonder if the smoke monster is actually able to take the form of Yemi, or if it was something else going on. We've seen other weird things that don't make sense before, so I don't know if they're related or if it's just a smoke monster or whatever. Jack is asked by Ben to go to the memorial for Colleen. Jack asks him about the spinal tumor and that it is fatal if not treated. Ben pretends he doesn't know what Jack is talking about. Later, Ben asks Juliet why she told Jack, and she says that she didn't. Ben tells Jack that they had a perfect plan for manipulating him into doing the surgery, but Jack seeing the x-rays ruined it. I think that they should have just gone up to Jack up front and asked him to help them, rather than this elaborate scheme to trick him into helping out. If they just showed up at the beach and were like, "I have this tumor, I'm one of the others, yeah, we have Walt, but we're doing some things to help him, and Michael can come see him, maybe, I don't know, and then have some other deal made, so maybe they provide some supplies to the survivors or something, and then Jack would have gone to help them willingly rather than trying to trick him into it." When Jack is back in his cell, Juliet shows him a movie, and it shows her telling him a plan with cue cards about letting Ben die during the surgery, and that Ben is a liar and dangerous. While they talk about something else, about other things, that watching a movie or something, so that like the people that are watching don't know what he's seeing. They can just hear what's actually being spoken, and they're two different things. I don't think Jack should try to do it, or because you never know what kind of plan actually is going on, and you don't really know if you can trust Juliet, and that Ben might have hatched his plan just to test Jack's loyalty. So I kind of think Jack should just do the surgery, save Ben, and then deal with those consequences rather than try to kill him and take over whatever that's going on. Well, that's it for this episode, now that I've cut it down to only 2 episodes per video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and share with other Lost fans. Thanks.